In this last basics tutorial, we are going to focus on the scope of variables and constants. So you know how to define variables and constants by now. So let me just define one variable here. I will call this a string equals hello. And now let's see where we can use that string. So if I say if two, my keyboard lost connection. So if 2 is less than 3, which is the case, then let's just call a string and let's assign hello you and change that string. So we can actually reach this code here because 2 is always less than 3, and we now say hello you. This also works if we say a string hello world, and now we get hello world. Now let me show you why paying attention to the scope of a variable is important. Let me create a variable here. Let me call it another string and assign just a name to it. Let's say Steve. And we've got Steve here. And now let me try to change another string here. And you see, code completion does not help me. And saying something like another string equals Tim will cause an error. Because this another string, which is, let me do that here, string, and we still get the error, because another string is only visible within this curly braces here. So any variable or any constant that is defined within curly braces is only visible in this area. And also important is that a variable like, let's say, yet another string equals John is, let me remove that because it gives us an error, and a variable is also only visible after it is defined. So when I try to access yet another string here, it doesn't work. However, if I do it here beneath the definition, yet another string, that's not a big problem. So always pay attention to the scope of a variable to make sure that you can access your data when you need it. So if you would like to use a variable within this if block, then and outside of it, you would have to define it before you perform your if statement.